sure.
Been chaos.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Been chaos.
I'm sure. I ain't got none, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, officers acting all cuckoo and...
No, you need a lot of proof. That's the problem. Like, it's not going to go anywhere if we don't have a lot of paper. Yeah, but that's not showing, like, how do we know you didn't send that?
Right, but I'm saying, like, but this is basically the claim. And I was like, this personally, this is basically the claim, like, saying that I didn't prove it, that I didn't do it.
Doesn't matter. So we get that every day.
But let me tell you, let me explain the whole situation. So first I call, I get them to go to the most deli.
Right.
Then they tell me I need this. Then the bank tells me, oh, well...
But see, this is where the banks are wrong. The bank should just distribute, if they think it's fraud, they should just distribute the money right away.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm like, who are you dealing with? TD Bank?
Yeah.
If you deal with like all these other banks, they issue that money right back away.
But see, man, times are getting hard. Like, people are doing more scam. Like you said, even in-house you got issues. So I'm sure the bank got issues themselves. So they want to make sure it's actually legitimate. So I understand what the bank is talking about. They're like, okay, well, how do we know that you didn't go have somebody swipe your card and then...
Because then people don't realize. They tell us, oh, I gave so-and-so my card. I don't want them using it. They can't make that transaction. Well, you just gave them your card. Therefore, you blend them. That's it.
But I mean, like, if somebody gets your card, the only person has your one pin, and then they
only made one payment.
they only took one thing out. But then I also have documentation stating that they didn't do it, and I actually gotten it back. So I'm like, why are the cops not even want to like investigate it? Why do I got to keep going back and forth? Like, I just had to go get a whole printout of my bank, and I'm like,
every transaction that's taken out.
wow. So I'm like, this is back and forth. This is my 7th time, and every time I come back, they ask for something different, and I'm just like, why don't you just do a checklist? You know what I mean? Like, places have checklists. Like, okay, I need a bank statement, I need a fraud slip, I need your ID.
I mean, some people don't even have things online.
And also, I'm like, if they don't have all that, then how do they get it investigated?
Yeah, well,
You know? It just don't make no sense. I'm trying to chalk it up to COVID. Maybe COVID is getting to people's brains.
All right, so I went upstairs and
Here goes another.
the detective that spoke to you, I spoke to him. He said he specifically told you. He said this is fine. Hold on.
Okay.
But he said you need to get a letter from your bank stating that the account is fraud. It's being investigated as fraud
This is
because,
No,
it doesn't say. He saw that. He said not this. He saw this piece of paper. You need that letter because.
What was it, but what?
Because you willingly gave somebody else your PIN.
But that's not even completely tied to this, though.
It is.